My name is Jeffrey Davis. This is Radio Entrepreneurs, and we are broadcasting worldwide. And hopefully, our guest will, get some of his worldwide friends to listen to this show. And we are being hosted all week long at O'Brien and Levine. That means we're on the record. We're all about lawyers all the time this week. That means I'm sitting with Mark Z from Mark Z Legal Staffing.
Jeff, whether we're on the record or off the record, it's great to be with you.
Oh, Mark. He's the one guy who compliments me. I actually believe he believes what he says. Our next guest, a very interesting guy, Damon Seligson, right?
Correct.
DiNicola, Seligson and Upton. And we're going to talk about litigation, real estate litigation, and commercial litigation, correct?
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about your practice and background.
So we are DiNicola, Seligson Upton is a small law firm here in Boston. We are three partners that founded the firm together in 2010. We were all young partners at a bigger firm called Holland and Knight. So we went from
I know it well.
Know it well.
So we went from about 1,500 lawyers to the three of us to start our own practice.
When were you there?
I was at Holland and Knight from 1998 until 2010. I was a partner for a few years before leaving, as were my partners, DiNicola and Upton. Upton does administrative work, liquor licensing, transactional work with mostly with the City of Boston and restaurants, branching off into some casino licensing. DiNicola does construction. He's a construction litigator. He does litigation as well as front-end and back-end contractual work with construction companies. And I do commercial and real estate litigation. So there were synergies amongst the three of us. We decided we're young enough. We're all sort of the same age and station in life with kids, mortgages, student loans, things like that. We took a chance and we're still in business. So
That's great.
that's what we do.
How have you found the transition from being part of a big practice to have a platform?
Holland and Knight's a big national firm, isn't it?
Right, it's a big national firm, and to being in a more boutique environment, are you still able to service more sophisticated clients that you had when you were at Holland and Knight?
We have, and what we try and have as our value point is that we are big firm lawyers at smaller firm rates. So when with established clients that we had worked on for years, eventually they decided they wanted to come with us, or stayed at Holland and Knight or went elsewhere and decided they wanted to send us work from time to time. We're able to service them. In fact, I have much more client-facing time than I did in the past. We're the same lawyers, perhaps better lawyers, but we are cheaper. I hate to say it, but we're more economically valuable. The difference was when I could go to a specialist in the real estate group to ask about a discrete area of law and walk down the hall. Now I actually pick up the phone and hopefully there's someone that can help me out if it's a discrete area of law where I could just tap into that horsepower, that intellectual horsepower. And the other challenging part was when you come out of law school and you're doing litigation, you're trying cases, you're handling matters for clients. You're not running a business. You're never taught how to run a business.
Right.
All of a sudden, we have to run a business.
Right.
We have to do the work. We have to do good work. We have
Try
to
being a doctor.
Correct. And so we have to do the work and then start to run the business, collect. And then we started to hire an associate. And so all of those things came along and those challenges came along. So those were the things that really made us suddenly realize we weren't protected with the big firm infrastructure anymore, and that became a challenge. But we're still in business, and we're busier every year. So, hopefully we stay on the right track.
So, from a business perspective, I know everybody talks to you about the law. Different being a partner at your own firm versus a big national firm where I assume most of the business functions were handled by someone else. Now you're an entrepreneur. There you were a lawyer, correct?
Correct. And I'm still a lawyer because the clients that get referred to us, or the clients that find us through some source, still want that one-on-one lawyering. They still want you to hold their hand. They still want you to answer your text or your emails at 9 o'clock on a Sunday evening. At the same time, we're still trying to run the business. So DiNicola is sort of the managing partner, and he's a very good managing partner. So some of that challenge is on him in terms of managing the financial aspect of the firm, and he's wonderful at it. And I'm still sort of that old school lawyer that will run into court at the drop of a hat. Someone calls me on Friday, we have to be in court on Monday for an injunction. If I've got to run the business, I can't do both. So that's why when I say we have synergies, it's working. Not saying that he's not practicing law, but we all are playing various roles. And it seems to be, we've found our niche with each of those challenges.